Hi, everybody, and welcome to this recording where I am going to talk a little bit about what a 40-day practice is. So, if you have been reading the newsletters or if you follow me on social media, then you've likely seen me talking about this Sacred Sound 40-day practice that I'm leading in January. And finally, somebody reached out to me and said, you keep talking about this 40-day practice, but what is a 40-day practice? So I just wanted to make this video to sort of introduce what a 40-day practice is for anybody who has never done one or who isn't sure what that entails. So basically, there's all different ways to participate in a 40-day practice, but essentially what the goal is, or what we're doing in any 40-day practice, is we're making a concerted effort to meet ourselves in a specific way. And it can be many ways. You can create a 40-day practice where you sit still in meditation for 5 minutes every day. You can create a 40-day practice where you, say, walk in the forest every day for 40 days. So the practice, the 40-day practice, whatever you choose to do, becomes the control in the experiment. And the experiment is this exploration of your inner world, and then bringing awareness to how that translates into your external experience. So I don't know if that got a little too esoteric, but essentially that's what we're doing. We're taking time to meet ourselves, tune in, and then maybe create an intention, and then see what participating and holding that intention to sit with ourselves does to how we are in our. Okay, so I got a little off track there. But those of you who know me know that sometimes I digress. So basically, I'll get back to the point. So we're meeting ourselves in a specific way. And the 40 days creates this container, right? So if we set these intentions to meet ourselves, and it's open-ended, right? So say we say to ourselves, I want to start having a steady meditation practice, or I want to do yoga every day, or whatever your intention might be. If we just say that and it's open-ended, like meaning for the rest of our lives, that's really overwhelming and can in a way sort of sabotage your success, because if it's open-ended, you've got an unlimited amount of time to fulfill this intention, right? So if you wake up and you don't feel like doing it one day, it's much easier to give yourself a free pass and say, well, okay, I'm not feeling great today, or I don't have time today, or whatever the reason is. I'll just pick it up again tomorrow. And that, in the end, is fine. However, if you don't have an established steady practice, if you don't already have that habit formed to spend some time with yourself each morning, or check in, or recalibrate, then if you miss a day, it's much easier to miss another day, because you've got an endless amount of time, and you haven't laid a really strong groundwork for the habit. So a 40-day practice is a container with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and most importantly, an end, so that when you wake up and you don't feel like doing it, or you're feeling resistance because maybe something is, bubbling up from doing the practice, it's easier to stay with it, because you say to yourself, I don't want to do this today, or I'm really busy, but it's just 40 days. It's just 40 days. In the big picture of my life, this is just 40 days. Certainly, I can take time for myself for 40 days. And that sets you up for success in whatever practice you want to embark on. So this practice that I'll be offering, the container for this January, is a mantra immersion. And we're going to be using mantra sort of as our key modality to explore the inner landscape of each of the chakras. The chakras are the energetic centers in the body, and they're correlated to different areas in our lives and also different elemental energies. So we're going to spend 1 week exploring each of the 6 main chakras, and as we tune in and we learn how to notice how the energy might be moving, or as we move through guided meditations, we notice that there's some resistance or there's some stagnation in the energy in that center, then we're going to be using specific mantras as vibrational healing tools to release blocks, to invite a release. We don't know if they'll actually be released, but we're going to use the vibrational healing of specific Sanskrit mantras to encourage the energy to perhaps release anything that might be blocking your intentions or your goals in that area, create balance, and also call in supportive archetypal energies that will resonate out into the universal field by invoking them to awaken inside of ourselves. So we're going to be inviting a transmutation of the energy towards its highest good. And then we're also going to be calling in support to help. Lost my train of thought there. We'll be calling in support to assist in the release of these blocks and the invigoration and balancing of each of the chakras. So I'm really excited to share these practices with you. I'm really excited to go on this journey with you. The other beautiful thing about this 40-day practice that I'm inviting you to do is, it's at the beginning of the year, so it's an invitation to look at what you'd like to manifest this year. What would you like to see more of this coming year? And perhaps what would you like to release this year? And you can use each week to move through the chakras and work with the mantras to really sort of do like a body scan to see what might be hindering the manifestation of those intentions. And then you'll have the mantras for all the centers to continue working with after the 40 days, to keep working on those areas that you feel are calling out for attention. So that's one benefit of this particular practice. The other is, this is a community practice. This is a group practice. So you have the accountability and the support of knowing that we're all doing it together. We're all having our own experience. We're all moving through the practice in our own ways. And I'll talk about how we'll be personalizing it for ourselves. But we're all making this concerted effort to sit with ourselves and sit with these mantras together. And there is strength in that. That's a saying, there's strength in numbers. There really is. And even though we're going to be on Zoom, it's amazing how visceral that energetic support is, even when we're sitting virtually. So Those are two things, in addition to working through your personal journey, that are just going to be really beautiful aspects of this particular practice. So I hope that if this sounds like something that resonates with you, you join me. There's still an early registration discount through December 12th. And if you sign up early, like not right at the last minute, if you sign up, you know, by December 12th and get the early registration discount, then you'll also, we're having a special workshop on the 11th, I believe it is, on the invocational Vedic mantras that we're going to be using at the beginning of each class. And you don't have to know them. You can just sit and listen to them, or you can learn them along the way. But if you have the recording and the video and the breakdown before the 40-day practice starts, then you'll know, or at least be familiar with those opening mantras that we're going to be using every single class. We'll be learning new mantras every week. So sometimes it's nice to go in with those opening mantras, at least familiarizing yourself with them, and just, even if you don't have time to learn them, just listening to them and beginning to let the vibrations open that excitement for our practice. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And again, I'm just so excited to be offering this, and I hope to see many of you there with me this January. Namaste.